Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. 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 Shri Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om to everybody.
Hari Om Swami.
Hari Om Swami.
Yeah.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram.
Swami.
Hari Om Swami.
From Thursday onwards, Papa was trying to direct our attention to the last portion. Have we applied our mind on that? What Papa shared in the books,
Outpourings.
What Papa shared in God experience about outpourings. You remember all those words?
Experiences, struggles, prayers.
Why do you differentiate?
Experiences.
What does it touch and kindle in us? Everything is forgotten.
Any down pulling thought, if we consider as God Himself, then it will no more look like a down pulling.
Identify for every object to be that.
Why do you differentiate?
Those are the words of Papa during that Satsang. What does it... We have not been able to identify, is it not? Even after hearing that.
Swamiji, Papa told Ram is there, he looks hard. Ram is there, Ram.
That is what Papa says. We are asking ourselves now, what does it touch and kindle in us? If we always concentrate on what has been heard, then it will not help us, And this is the most crucial part in this in-depth study. Where the real test comes to us. Kindly think over and tell us, whatever that comes in your mind, everything is right, He is within us. He made us to hear so many facets.
Swamiji, in the day-to-day activities, when the path of opposite come, it's very difficult to swallow. Because we are not having the equanimity in that.
Correct. Then. அவர் சொல்றார் நம்மளுக்கு என்ன செய்ய முடிஞ்சிருக்கு செய்ய முடியாதுன்னு தோணுறது.
Swamiji, கஷ்டமான நம்ம பகவான் டெஸ்பெண்டான உண்மை சொல்லுது சமான சூழ்நிலை நம்ம அந்த டிஃபிகல்ட்டிஸை கொடுத்து ஆன்சர் நம்ம டைப் பண்ண ஒரு எப்படி அவன் சுச்சுவேஷன் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணா காட் டெஸ்பெண்டா சொல்லுது
சரி.
ஆனால் ஆன்சர் வந்து அங்கேயே இருக்கும். ஃபார் எக்ஸாம்பிள் நம்ம கண்ணாடி வச்சுருக்கோம்ல சொல்லி கண்ணாடி அங்கங்கே தேடும் அங்கேயே வச்சுருக்கோம்.
அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு 50% நம்மளால பண்ண முடியாது. அது அதே இல்லாத
The in-depth study contains in us the samatva bhava that has to be an approach of each and everybody.
Okay.
Swamiji,
Ah.
can you please repeat the question, Swamiji?
Question repeat.
Question, can you please repeat it?
See, from the last Wednesday or Thursday, suddenly Papa directed our attention to the outpourings of the heart. And then on Friday, he made us to go through his own words, which he shared in Satsang, about the whole thing. When we go through that, do we remember any of the words?
Yes. Swamiji,
Yes?
when downward pulling tendencies, or when the mind goes here and there, then we remember the attributes, and that helps to stabilize that changes the face of that problem,
Yeah.
or that disturbance.
Yeah,
Or we can
that's
start
what
a dialogue.
that's what he says.
Start a dialogue like.
Anything else?
Swamiji, after scaling the height, Papa was so humble and praying to Ram that he is even downward pulling tendency, even a trace of it should not be there. I mean, he was praying. And we must be so humble and we must have humility in our attitude, humbleness, and we feel, even not a trace of the garbham-like thing should not enter into our mind, Swamiji.
What should not enter? Doubt.
Garbham என்ன சொல்றது?
Garva. Pride.
Garva.
Pride should not enter into your mind. Even other, we must keep on praying to Papa that Baba, Garva Baba should not enter, and we must be always humble in our approach and attitude.
Yes. Again, a little more.
We can have a dialogue with God for all things. Dialogue with Ram. Yeah. Or when it's going on the negative side, we can say something like, why are you taking us there when you have taken us to so much heights? Now, why are you pulling us down? In this manner, something like this. A dialogue can be there all the time.
Yes, quite true. Then, anything else?
Papa becomes the guideline for the posterity with the experiences very well explained at times of crisis and when he is having the prayer, because anything and everything is Papa's making. That is what he said, and so he was near the God, Ram. Ram and Mataji's Papa. Both are there. Mataji believed in Papa and Papa believed in Ram. That is, the quintessence is truth, love, and goal of human perfection. This is being very well at the time of in-depth study. We imbibe from different kinds of experiences of Puja Papa. And to try to live the most possible with his guidelines in our activities. Though at times it is difficult.
And we should not leave sadhana due to some small problems or obstacles. Because the case of Papa, even after reaching such a height, he is again facing problems in the cave and then he is praying to Ram constantly. So what to talk of us? We should not give up. We go here and there, then again come back to the straight line.
All these thoughts he is giving us, okay. But what we felt when we went through that birds of Papa, there should be a total drastic change in our methodology.
Yes.
In the sense that a deep prayer from our own heart, even when we utter this Ram Nam now, we may not bring in that he is within us, he is making me to chant. But we are modifying it and then praying to him. You made us to travel up to this stage of my life. Every time at the material level and spiritual level, you gave me stress, some glimpses of joy, struggle you made us to feel. You made us to feel that we are clear about the goal to be scaled. But all these things are not working. So kindly step in. I cannot do anything by myself. So every time, suppose we bring this in when we chant Ram Nam, we are offering at the holy feet of our master or the impersonal reality or to the deity whom we revere. Many a time we used to think that is Papa making us to concentrate more and more on the surrender aspect, bhakti aspect. Because the moment we engage our mind on the various terms and technologies used by him. Though it helped us to give a lot of clarity, the ultimate aim of identifying Ram with everything purely lies in surrendering ourselves to him totally.
Quality chanting.
Quality chanting.
Quality chanting.
No, what is that quality? Only this prayer. All of us have to intensify our prayer and join it with Ramnam. That so far we have understood so many things, but when you made it clear, now we understand. That's why Mataji said in quest of God is to go within. No?
Yes, yes. Incessant chanting has got its own effect.
And then
has got its own definite effect.
Then he said, Mataji also said that it is for, it will help us to know the Nirguna Tattva.
Yes.
So this inward journey, moving toward the Nirguna Tattva, is a uphill task for us. Because intellectually it is becoming very clear. We have to identify every thought, every word, every deed to Ram, who is within us, who is making us to feel that we are thinking, we are talking, we are doing intellectually. But what about experientially? So whether this approach will work or a total surrender will work. And if the surrender has to take place, I don't know how to surrender. So we have to plead to him, make me to surrender. I am unable to surrender. The me and mine is so strong in me that I feel that I am surrendering, but no. Because this is the final stage, he is bringing it out. The net result or the ultimate aim of in quest of God. No? I am not talking about the text in quest of God. When we are in quest of God, what will be the outcome, ultimate outcome? Just like when we get into a train or a bus or an aircraft, we are sure of the destination to land, So similarly now, previously we had so many ideas. Now during this 1 year, prompting us to take up this in-depth study, he is slowly making us clear of the destination where we have to land. But at the same time, even that is not possible by our own effort. So the surrender is a state of experience. Kindly think about it. Let us move from the intellectual level to that level. Because the intellectual level, whatever is to be given, he has given us. And then from here we have to now move to the devotional level. Because it has not taken us, the very fact that it has not taken us. Intellect has been able to try to understand the literal meaning of the word. You have that book, God Experience 2.
சரண்டர்னும் போதும் அது ஒரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஸ்டேஜ், அதாவது அப்படி தோணுது சாமி. அதாவது ரொம்ப அந்த ஃபுல்னஸ் இருக்கும் போதும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்காக அது சரண்டர்ன்றது ஸ்பான்டேனியஸாக வரும். இல்லைன்னா இன்னொரு எக்ஸ்ட்ரீம் ஸ்டேஜ் வந்து ரொம்ப டிஸ்ட்ரெஸ். அது அது ஒண்ணுமே முடியல அப்படின்னும் போதும்
அந்த அந்த ஸ்டேஜ் நமக்கு வரதா நம்ம இன்டென்ஸா அந்த
இருக்க மாதிரி தான் இருக்கு சாமி. இப்போ இப்படியும் இல்லை அப்படியும் இல்லை.
அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு விடப்பா இல்லையே நம்ம we have to do that now. To control the mind, to still the mind, it is not a joke. But we have no reason to be disheartened. God or Guru is always there ready to help and guide us. Seek His help in all humility. What does it mean? Surrender and prayer, no? Seek His help in all humility. Gradually, by meditating on the Supreme Spirit within you, by remembrance and surrender, you will be able to control it and free it from all vasanas and desires. And this is a subject not for charcha, you know. Even if we start analyzing what is surrender, still surrender is far away. During his wandering life, Ramdas was devoting all his time exclusively for remembering God. He had darshan of so many saints who had reached the pinnacle of God realization. Still, his mind was playing tricks sometimes. He had a tremendous inner struggle to keep the mind down. In his utterances in the Kadri cave, which comprise the last portion of Inquest of God, he has given out his experiences, prayers, and struggles at that time. He used to think of God, pray to Him, bow to Him, surrender to Him. He found that he had gained peace and the mind had disappeared. He felt exultant over it. But again the mind came up when the battle started to put the fellow down. Ramdas then intensely thought of God's attributes, and again there was relief from the clutches of the mind. Joy welled up in his heart. He felt that the struggle had ended in. But in 2 or 3 days the fellow was up again. Ramdas again prayed to God. He used to get frantic. You will find the outpourings of his heart in those utterances. That kind of struggle is perhaps common to all spiritual aspirants at one stage or other. In spite of his surrendering so much to God, this was taking place. He asked God, why do you still allow these things to be in the mind? He replied, why do you think them to be different from me? Identify all things with me, then they will change their faces. Distraction is not possible, transform them. Then Ramdas said, you are this, you are that, you are everything, you are everything. Then those things as such disappeared. A new joy arose in the heart. Everything in Ramdas was completely transformed. So Ramdas tells all, identify every object of your thought with God. Let the mind wander. Wherever it wanders only in God. Don't try to catch it and put it in one place. Wherever the mind goes, there you are, my God. All thoughts, feelings, impulses, everything is yourself. So it's a prayer, no? It's a prayer. It's a prayer in one's own language, one's own words. So every day, suppose when we do Ramnam, all of us have some sankalpa, no? So this prayer, not the words which we uttered. Suppose we try to bring this aspect, even if it's for 5 minutes or 2 minutes. I am helpless. My sense of individuality is so strong that the otherness is always felt. You wanted us to go beyond the sense of otherness. So how is this equipment to be trained? And I don't have any clue at the moment. Having taken us thus far, please, you have assured that Guru and God who is within us will guide. Please guide us. In our own language. In our own language, We are not following any instructions. He has opened it up. It was so kind of him, to have taken us with this journey. And the intense study of these 37 chapters. Even now, it's a comma. Again, suppose we dig, we will be able to unearth. And to some extent, it has its own impact on our thoughts, words, and deeds. Now we are not satisfied with all those things. With your sharing this, we are again clear about the destination where we have to ultimately land. This is very practical you have given. So in spite of so much of surrender, the mind still has space for this otherness, So then you cried, you prayed, and you intuitively got the answer. And the moment you intuitively got the answer, or the question has been answered, immediately everything, you have landed there where you have to land. But reading it for 1,000 times, it is not going to land us. So you give us the inner push to somehow pray to you, to step out and hold our hand and then take within, in one's own language. Can we take it that this is the ultimate message of In Quest of God? If facing the sense of individuality, which is a most difficult task, probably its dominance can be reduced. Its hold on us can be probably lessened. But to face it totally, because unless it comes, how can I say that, you are everything, O Lord? All thoughts, feelings, impulses, everything is yourself. How will I be able to say if the effacement has not taken place? Erasing even the traces of that is impossible for us at the moment. So make it possible. Huh?
You have to put the heartfelt prayer, Swamiji, which we are not doing, not able to do.
No, why not we try, we are not doing. We know that now, we have not done it so far.
Yes, sir.
Swamiji, in Quest of God, always deal with the realization and understand God as well, Swamiji. How God is performing in various situations, Swamiji.
We have to pray, that's very difficult. We have to pray to Him. It is very difficult. You made it very difficult. Please make it easy for me. We have to pray to Him, not outside. We have to somehow cultivate this inward journey, inner prayer. Even this one, he says, In spite of his surrendering so much to God, this was taking place. He asked God. He did not ask anybody else. He was not referring to the text or Shastras. That word is very, 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 very important.
Swamiji, identify every object of your thought with God. That is very, very powerful message, Swamiji. Practicing it, at times, yes. Sometimes, yes, the thought, Papa, you are giving me the thought. Sometimes failing. Failure is more than remembrance.
Exactly. Failure is more than remembrance. But now at least we know that he makes us to remember. He makes us to understand all these words. No?
Yes, Swami. Yes, Swami.
So now we are trying. No? So we have to introduce some. We have to introduce.
Every object of your thought with God. Yeah? Every thought is given by God. But so
அப்படின்னு பப்பா சொல்றார். அப்படின்னு பப்பா சொல்றார். நான் எனக்கு புரியலையே. நான் தான் திங்க் பண்றேன், நான் தான் பேசுறேன்னு தானே இருக்கு. நான் வேறே பகவான் வேறேன்னு தானே தோணுறது.
Correction has
daily, no. Can we take it as the message? Can we take it that?
Yes.
Can we take it that the message is that we should every day, at least, just like we are doing, a few minutes to read this portion and then again pray to him, no? How do we train ourselves? You have made us to know that in spite of so much of surrender, still you had the struggle. We have not been able to surrender. Though at times we say that it is because of you it has happened. As you said, it may be minimum. So you give us some technique. Every day we pray. Every day we...
We are surrendering our body, that is all coming. No surrender. Verbally we are surrendering, just like that.
Then we have to pray to him, no?
Yes, sir.
Verbally we are surrendering, we are repeating the word. That also your word, not my word. Your word that I surrender myself entirely to you. When I repeat it every day, so far I have not been consciously repeating. Nowadays I am consciously repeating. Knowing that the surrender has not taken place fully, but still you are making me to say that. Previously, without any thought, it was just coming, Because it is a part of the wording in the universal prayer. And because of our respect for Papa, faith in Papa, faith in Mataji, we are repeating the universal prayer. O Lord of the universe, O Creator, O Protector, Destroyer of the world, I come in all humility to thy holy feet, surrender myself entirely to thee, deign to bless me ever with thy remember. Likewise it was going. It was not leaving any dent or impact on my mind. But for the past now few months, somehow you made us to become aware that it is meant for a little bit of manana. So knowingly you repeat that prayer and you bring out a prayer of your own. So every day now, along with our Nama chanting or whatever spiritual discipline we are going through, we will add this prayer in our own language. Whatever we feel, that I have to land in that my ultimate destination. I have taken off. Neither here nor there. Somebody said, probably in a suspended animation, no? It is not going deep into us. At the same time, we cannot be one with the common run of life, no? That is the stage probably many of us are passing through. Common run of life is purely based on me to me, no? Based on sense of individuality. Sense of individuality deciding everything, sense of individuality planning, proving everything. That is the common run of life. Having heard all these things, our mind is not fully with that. Having taken up Nama chanting for such a long time, having had the privilege of going into Papa's teachings from the surface level to a little deeper level, we have understood. That is why we are unable to go along with the common run of life. But we have absolutely no clue as to how. So we in this stage, this is what Papa said, that kind of struggle is perhaps common to all spiritual aspirants at one stage or other. So, and then what did the methodology employed by him is pray to him. And the prayer was so deep from his heart, he could get the answer intuitively. So this clue, can we take it that how do we know that our prayer is born from the bottom of the heart? Do we also try to hear his answer intuitively? Nobody can help us from outside. Only he can help. He who is within us can help us. We keep on knocking the door, na? So every day we have to introduce this also in our daily routine. Can we take it like that? Think about it. Otherwise, all the study, it is all right it helps us to a very great extent, no doubt. But if we have to ultimately land in the final destination, we have to keep on doing some new methodology. We have to take to some new methodology that will help us for the smooth landing. Day for yesterday, we requested all of you to go through the whole thing and to categorize experiences, struggle and prayer. Probably that attempt would have, if it was attempted, probably this would have become a little more clearer to us. In the sense, how the prayer should be. Not to academically separate, but that would definitely give us some clues as to how intense the prayer, how often the prayer is made, what could be the mental background behind that prayer. Kindly think about it. That's why we requested all of you to kindly do that. But he did not give you the strong prompting to do that.
What our sincere crying was the external God help us. External form, suppose we cry daily, very sincerely to show himself eternal. Won't that help?
If we cry intensely to an external form.
Any method we can employ, He did not say that this method is wrong, that method is wrong. Any method. Suppose when we open the caving, in the cave, first one, O Ram, thou art father, mother, brother, friend, preceptor, knowledge, fame, wealth and all. Sole refuge thou art. Make thy slave merge always in thee and thee alone. O Ram, thou art father, mother, brother, friend, preceptor, knowledge, fame, wealth, and all. Sole refuge thou art. Make thy slave merge always in thee alone. One type of prayer. Not that we have to follow this. He gives us samples, When we go into the shop, what should we have some idea about the flooring. He will give us samples, so many samples. And we select. So he has placed before us different types of samples of prayer. Next one, O Ram, what thy slave Ramdas should do or should not do must be determined by thee alone. Not the sense of individuality. Again you read, O Ram, what thy slave Ramdas should do or should not do must be determined by thee alone. He is bewildered. He is helpless. Make him resign all to thee. Papa prayed, Papa did not read out the prayer of somebody.
It is a soul, pregnant.
Think about it, deeply think about it, please. And let us try to introduce it in our daily routine. We will not borrow the words of somebody. We will try to bring out in our own way. So he says, O Ram, what thy slave Ramdas should do or should not do must be determined by thee alone. He is bewildered. He is helpless. Make him resign all to thee. Let him, next one is the toughest. Let him live, move and have his being in thee. Let him eat, drink, sleep, move, sit, stand, talk, think, look, hear, smell, touch. Do everything in thy name and for thy sake only. O Ram, O Divine Mother, Ramdas is thine totally, completely, heart, soul, body, mind, everything. We must have read this many a time. Now we know the seriousness behind it, the mental background behind it, the pining intensity behind it, Two paragraphs we have taken. O Ram, thou art mother, father, brother, friend, preceptor, knowledge, fame, wealth, and all. Sole refuge thou art. Make thy slave merge always in thee and thee alone. O Ram, what thy slave Ramdas should do or should not do must be determined by thee alone. He is bewildered, he is helpless. Make him resign all to thee. Let him live, move, have his being in thee. Let him live, move, and have his being in thee. That means completely the sense of individuality recognizes, the subservience to the higher power. Total subservience, not a trace. Let him live, move, have his being in thee.
And it be momentary or perennial, Swamiji?
Momentary or perennial, permanent.
We will try. And let us see how it yields. Again, our intellect is coming and questioning all this, We are trying to develop a stage which is past intellect, which is not within the purview of the intellect.
Sure.
Prayer, deep prayer. Let him eat, drink, sleep, move, sit, which is exempted till us. Stand, talk, think, look, hear, smell, touch, do everything in thy name and for thy sake only. Let him, that means he has not been able to do that. So he says, let him. O Ram, Om Divine Mother, Ramdas is thine totally, completely, heart, soul, body, mind, everything. So kindly think about it, this is how it struck to us, that this means every day because it is very difficult for us, none of us will be able to take it up on a full-time basis, denying all, keeping our mind space exclusively for him. Those are all impossible at the moment, by ourselves. If he wills tomorrow, we may be able to do it. Throw away everything and catch hold of his feet. But at the moment, no. So now we try to introduce in our daily routine not the words of anybody else. So when we try to remember him on a sustaining basis, what are the problems that we are facing that we know, that problem we will place it before him. It may change from person to person. People who are outside the ashram, who are inside the ashram, it will change, that's all. Everything is same. So, but what are the problems faced by us? Here, though inside the ashram, though the challenges are limited, still there are challenges in us, all of us. Because still the otherness is there, When we started coming here for the first time, and when we were allotted with a particular job, we suddenly thought, in ashram such things people will not talk like that. So when we went to Puja Swamiji, he said, this is an extension of the outer world, that's all. People who come here, they are on the path. You don't have to mentally feel that they have reached. They are also equally on the path. And they may be struggling. It doesn't mean that the sense of individuality has gone forever. Self-effacement has taken place. No. But there might be a little difference from when we are outside and when we are inside. Because the outer challenges do not trouble us much. Only the inner challenges are there. That my rights and wrongs, my likes and dislikes, all those things, my preferences, priorities, probably I would not have been able to erase it totally from my heart. So there are compartments, there are preferred persons, there are people who I avoid, there are incidents which causes disturbance in my mind. Everything will be there. But the difference will be there. So we now place it before him. Through this in-depth study of the heart pourings, and when we go through the first two paragraphs, we take it that Papa is asking every one of us to pray. As far as seeking information, we have done enough. probably more than enough. Now what is needed is the real action. What is the real action? Somehow to bring him into the picture. Somehow to bring him into the picture behind everything. All our methods, none of us feel that we should not have. No. All of us feel that we should have. That is why we have taken up this in-depth study. That's why Papa immediately assures in this, we have no reason to be disheartened. Because He is there within us, God or Guru is there always, ready to help.
Swamiji, how Papa Guruji felt their feelings, Swamiji? Feeling, and particularly how Papa Guruji felt their feelings, Swamiji?
We have to go within and find out the answer. Papa went inside, he could establish a relationship with him. Even when he forgets about it, that means the struggle. Immediately he is back to the remembrance. There are again gaps. Again he is back to the remembrance. During the 37 chapters, what is ringing constantly is that remembrance. But still now we find there were gaps. After he came back, there were gaps. And then he struggled. And again the remembrance was intensified. Then he landed where he had to land. So this is the technique, no outer technique, no outer technique. That is the message. Thou art mother, brother, friend. We are only reading, Are we trying to go within? No. We are trying to connect this power, the power because of which now everything is being uttered, the power because of which everything is heard, the power because of which we feel, we have been blessed to have this Satsang. That power and father, that power and mother, that power and brother, that power, so then only the otherness will go, with the preceptor. That power with the knowledge, that power with the fame, that power with the wealth. That's why he says, sole refuge is the what? Make thy slave merge always in thee and thee alone. So we still don't know the technique for every one of us. So we are praying to him, who has facilitated us to know about all these things now.
Yes, sir.
As privileged ones, yeah. He has made us know in simple language, Shastras we have to study means tough job. To go through severe penances is a tough job. But
the last few prayers in the cave are all
carry on.
So, Swamiji, the last few prayers are all saying about love, light and bliss.
Light, love and bliss.
Yes.
Ram is a reservoir of nectar composed of light, love and bliss. Light can be taken as awareness, That is the light. Love stands for absence of otherness, all pervading. And bliss stands for objectless happiness. The same thing he repeats in 3 words, that's all. light, love and bliss. O Ramdas, dive into this well of ambrosia. Sing, swim, dance, nay, drown thyself in it. Bah. Ram is a volume of fragrance made up of light, love and bliss. O Ramdas, merge into this wave of aroma. Dive, play, gambol, nay, lose thyself in it. Om Shri Ram. Ram is a rainbow of colors formed of light, love and bliss. O Ramdas, gaze into this heaven of tints. Link, soak, blend, nay, feel thyself one with it. Ram is a music of tunes filled with light, love and bliss. Drink at this fountain of thrills, reel, shake, wake, nay, die in the intoxication of it. Om Shri Ram. So in the flowery languages he has put, ultimate end is, to, when we say connect with Ram, in order to have some idea, some right concept, again he is bringing. First he said subtle and mysterious power, but at the end of this book, he says love, light, love and bliss. So that it will be easy for us to make a mood of connecting ourselves with him. You are that light, you are that love, you are that bliss. Anyway, that is the method he chose. Similarly, we have to choose our method. This is the important message. This is the important message.
When the language of communication of prayer is so perfect in English, with correct chosen words, very apt words, I am feeling that intellect is trying to play some role. I don't know, I may be wrong, but I feel that, or maybe it's a pure intelligence, I don't know. Please clarify, Swamiji.
We have heard people, unlettered people, praying in their own language in an innocent way.
Yes, sir.
And they are happy.
Nandana.
We have seen, Nandanar, we have not seen, we have seen people who are unlettered.
Yes, sir.
So the intellect is needed to travel to a very great extent. But at the same time, when we come up to the doorstep, he has no entry there.
That's why perhaps Jnanottara Bhakti. Yes. Thank you, sir.
So we have to keep on praying and to develop our own, it requires. Just like in Aksharabhyas, when we were children, we either our parents or a holy man or a priest, we asked him to do the Aksharabhyas. Why? That is the first step towards conveying our feelings, to him and to the world outside.
Swamiji, prayer cannot be in a language you are not familiar with. So the prayer has to come from the heart. It is heart's language. It
Heart
cannot
language.
be in English perfect.
It's the language of the heart.
Yes.
Thank you, Swami. Hari Om.
But even to understand that it is the language of the heart, we need this, So we don't discard anything, we don't belittle anything, but each one has got a limit to do certain things, So that we have, slowly he is making us aware of it. Everything has got a relevance, everything is needed, but each one is not full by itself. Each one cannot take us to itself. You will find in Quest of God, God experience or somewhere, somebody was talking about the Nirguna Niragara aspect, and then people one day put him in a well, and from there he said, please save me, help me. Then he said, no, the Brahman is there, no, everywhere it is there. No, that I told you it's all right, but now please help me to get away from that. That means, the intellect has got some, it helps us a lot, no doubt, but it has its limit. To enter into the mansion, that also Papa has made it clear. Hints to aspirant you have, no? He has made it very clear, we have shared this. A day will come when we have to shed all. And go to him in the spiritual nakedness of the soul. That also we hear, that's all, no? Hari Om. When the false conventions and ostentatious observances are broken through, the soul is liberated. For realizing the truth, no external paraphernalia is necessary. No garb, no sign, no cult, no creed can help you. The day will come when you have to leave all these behind and go to meet the eternal in the perfect nakedness of the soul, of your spirit, shedding all make-believe forms, customs, traditions. Simplicity, spontaneity, and humility become the guiding principles of your life. You move freely with all, you love all alike, you break all boundaries set by the calculating and selfish human mind. You soar like a free bird in the infinite expanse of the spiritual firmament. You look upon all beings and creatures as the embodiment of the one divine, all-pervading spirit. Temples, ashrams, mosques, churches, synagogues, viharas cannot imprison your soul. You find your soul's delight and joy at all places, in the best as well as in the worst. So the intellect does help, but a stage comes when this is taught to us through the intellect. This one, the meaning of this particular quotation is taught to us because of the intellect we have. But that intellect itself pleads its inability, and says that you have to shed all make-believe forms, customs, traditions, and go to meet the eternal in the perfect nakedness of the spirit. So today's take-home message can be that we should try to include or introduce an altogether different type of prayer in our daily life. pleading our inability to move forward without His grace, without His guidance. We are not seeking His guidance, We are seeking guidance from the words, from the text, and how the intellect interprets to us. But we have to seek His guidance now in the form of prayer. So kindly think about it deeply and let us see how He takes us tomorrow. Hari Om. Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Om Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Hari Om. Hari Om.
Ram Swami.